Hi everyone, my name is Haze. I'm an artisan speed painter from Malaysia and welcome to the 3-day portrait challenge. So the 3-day portrait challenge is where you spend 1 to 2 hours every day working on your portrait in the hopes of getting a portrait like this. And today is day 1 of the 3-day portrait challenge. So for today we will be working on a sketch for this challenge and this is what you will get at the end. So let's get started. Okay, before we start today's challenge, remember to download the following resources from my website first. Also remember to download the reference photo from the link in the description below. Now load your photo in your photo app and then just slide up from the bottom and then drag your Procreate app to the right in order to multitask. Now in Procreate app, tap the plus sign to create a new project and make sure that your project is A4 size or else the resolution would be too low. Zoom out on your canvas and make sure that the size of the canvas is roughly the same size as the photo in your left panel. Tap on the brush tool and select the sketch brush from the portrait brush pack. You can use any color, but make sure that you test the size first and it's a comfortable size that you're okay with sketching. Start by sketching a circle to represent the size of the head and then do a crosshair to represent the angle of the nose and the angle of the eyes. When I'm sketching, I'm outlining the features of the face such as the eyes, the nose and the lips, and I'm also drawing out the shapes of the shadows and the light. This is our first draft sketch, so your objective should be to make sure that everything falls on the grid and that both eyes are roughly the same size, and the nose and the mouth, the correlation of the size should be the same as the photo. So make sure that all the scales and the angles are correct in this layer before proceeding.
Beginner's choice.
For beginners, you can tap on the settings icon and then you're going to choose insert a photo and then select the photo that you want to import into Procreate. Then you're going to tap on fit to screen. After that, you can just move a little bit to reposition the image. Tap on layers and create a new layer above this image. Rename this new layer as sketch. Then select the inserted image layer and then tap on N and reduce the opacity of this layer. After that, make sure that the sketch layer is still selected so that you can begin sketching. When you're done, just skip to this video 6 minutes. The reason why my canvas is zoomed out to be the same size as the photo in the left panel is so that I can compare the size of all the features and the angles more accurately this way. Once you're about done, draw in all the shapes of the shadow and the highlights to check the proportion of the face, because once you draw them down, you will find out that certain things are too big or too small. So make sure you draw as many information as you can see in the photo so that you can check if the proportions are correct. Now tap on the layers icon and you will see that we were working on layer 1, so we'll just tap on this and tap on rename, and we will rename this layer to draft sketch. Tap on the new icon to create a new layer and now tap back on the draft sketch layer on the end ladder, and then we will lower the opacity to quite low until you almost cannot see the image anymore. Then now we'll tap back on our new layer too. So when we sketch on this new layer, our previous layer called draft sketch will be undisturbed. Also, because we have reduced the opacity of the draft sketch layer, we can still see a faint outline, which is great as a ghost guide as we sketch. This time for the second draft, we are going more detailed and adding more modeling information into our sketch. And to check the proportions of this second layer, we are going to tap the move icon and then we are going to go to flip horizontal so that we flip the image. Then we are going to uncheck the draft sketch layer so that we can hide the layer. With the image flipped, you can tell easier if there's a problem with your proportions. So now I'm fixing some of the issues and mistakes that I can see. And when you're done, you can just flip back the image and continue sketching. You can also use the selection tool to select parts of the image and then use the move tool to move it. This is helpful when you need to reposition an eye or a nose. Now let's rename the layer to the second layer, and then we are going to slide left on the draft sketch to delete the layer. And then we're just going to tap on the plus sign to create another layer. And now we are going to turn down the opacity for the second layer so that this becomes the ghost for our brand new layer. For this layer, this is going to be our final sketch, so we're going to reduce our brush size and do a very precise and tight sketch. We are also going to fix all the mistakes and make sure we sketched in all the information that we need. You can almost see the rectangles and the cubes in the fingers that I'm drawing, so make sure when you're sketching, remember to sketch in all the modeling information like this. As for the nose, try and find as many squares as possible in the shapes. Then I like to use my golden circle stencil to make sure that I have a perfect circle for the iris and that both iris have the same size. It's also not too late to move features around and to fix mistakes in the proportions. I'm also using the golden circle stencil to check straight lines down from feature to the teeth so that I can see if I've spaced out the teeth properly according to the proportion. When you're done, let's rename this layer as Final Sketch. Also, let's uncheck the second layer to hide it. Now let's do a last check. So for the last check, we are going to check all the angles of the features of the face. So now I'm checking the angles of the eyebrows and I notice that something is wrong. So time for more fixing, and this is our last fix. Once we are done, we're just going to delete the second layer so that the final sketch layer is the only layer that we have left. So if you have any other guide layers created, just remember to delete them and make sure you only have one final sketch layer. So the last thing I want to do is use the move tool and pinch out to zoom out and position this sketch to my liking. And we are done for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and leave a comment below if you have any questions regarding today's content, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye!